So he, you catch his eye, and he picks up his little lunch pail, his little construction lunch pail, and wanders over the fence that's separating the construction area from the street you're walking on, and gives a little wink and a wave, and is like, "Hey, you come by here often?"
Not the fast, but I could make it on my route from now on.
Well,
Brad.
hi, I'm Hank.
Okay, that's kind of a turn off.
That's confusing.
No, actually, hold on. Let me find the name. Hold on.
Let it be Hank.
No, let it be Hank.
Let it be Hank. The
No,
universe
no, no.
has decided.
Let it be Jarnathan. Let me, hold on. No. His name is Rad. Rad.
Oh.
R-A-D.
Oh.
Rad.
Oh, bring back Hank.
He sounds like a chest X-ray.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah. So I'm taking my lunch break, but I'll be getting off early this afternoon if you want to stroll back by.
Yeah, you will.
I can swing back by. Or, if how long do you think you'll take for lunch?
Well, they're kind of slave drivers here. I've only got a half hour, and I'll definitely need more time than that if we want to hang out.
More than half an hour? That's impossible.
I almost said, I can be pretty fast, but I don't think that's the right way to.
That's not what you're going for.
I mean, you are literally very fast, so I was expecting that.
And I have fast tasks now.
Oh Jesus! This just took a turn.
Oh, the friction burn.
I will.
My name is
smile,
Jack.
and I'll head
Jack
on to
Hammer.
my meeting.
Sorry. Oh, the friction burn got me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm sorry. What was that?
I'll give him a smile. I'll make a mental note to come back this way, and then head on my meeting.
All right. Fantastic.
Right.
By the way,
Well, I'm
Do you-
disappointed
do you
you
s-
didn't just commit and call him Jackhammer.
Oh.
Do you smoke after sex? No, but my partner usually does.
I should have gone with Jackhammer. I didn't think of that. I actually, Rad and Striker are the names of the son of the Liver King. So I used one of them.
Oh God.
And it's Striker spelled with a Y.
Of course it is.
Yep.
The Liver King.
Yeah, he's one of those health grifters. I was listening about him on Behind the Basher this week.
Have you not heard of him?
No.
Oh, look up his story and just the pure, just of like
It's wild. It's wild. So yeah.
I don't want to be part of that algorithm.
yeah.
That's fair. I wish I weren't. All right. So
Well, maybe I do.
yeah, he
I do regain that willpower I spent because for my wandering eye.
That's true. That's true.
All right. And okay, we can fast forward to my meeting if you want, unless you think something exciting will happen during my sandwich.
I don't think your sandwich is gonna leap out and try and kill you this time.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Unless it's a club.
Oh.
Look, I haven't stopped. Okay, leave me alone.
I had to unmute myself to laugh.
It's gonna be one of those nights. I can already tell. All right. Oh shit. Hold on.
Remember, Grinder's a sandwich too.
Yikes. Yes, it is. All right, so you eat your sandwich, continue on, get to the coffee shop. Are you rolling up right on time, early, late? Like what's
Probably
the
about 10
plan
minutes
here?
beforehand.
Okay. So you roll up 10 minutes beforehand, and it's mostly empty except for a couple of people at the counter, and one gentleman in a booth at the back with his hat pulled down. You recognize it as the fireman doing his best to stay incognito, since he's one of the most well-known powered people in New York / the world right now.
I'll smirk at that and go and join him. So, very subtle, Randy. Very subtle.
He looks around. He's like, "Listen, I'm not good at this kind of thing. I'm doing my best." So, good to see you, Brad. How's Hank?
Well, he's doing fine. He's off doing, probably saving someone's life or something.
That's I mean, it's what we do. Yeah, so he's got a cup of coffee sitting in front of him. He's nursing that, and he leans in and he goes, "How aware of you or what's been happening in the media regarding," and he does the you know me you kind of back and forth with his fingers, in general, people like us.
Not as much as I would like to be. I know there's been a lot of outcry over what happened at the at the secret government facility where they were experimenting on supers.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's not just here. There have been some incidents in Europe and Asia of people who are, let's say, less well-meaning, abusing the powers they've got. And it's not official yet, but the UN is looking to do something about it. There's talk of starting an international team to address some of these issues on a wider scale. Now, the American delegation, not exactly for that. We tend to be an independent lot, but most of the other major stakeholders that I was introduced to are very much on board, and they want me to help head it up. Now, that's all well and good, but there's something going on. I'm not exactly sure what, with some of the people I've met coming up missing. I don't see how it could be connected to the people here in New York because they're international, but you never know.
Stick, did Sage say that she had uploaded the video of the glowing man to YouTube yet, or was she just going to?
I
Not
believe
yet.
not yet.
So, and she kept all the copies of it on her laptop, I assume, so I don't have a copy of it. What is Finley's senior's name again?
What is Finley Senior's name? Finley Jr.? I just call him Finley Senior. What's his name?
Finley Zane Astor Jr.
Okay.
He probably goes by Finn, or he probably goes by like Astor or something like that.
He goes by Zane. 100% goes by Zane.
There it is.
There we go.
I asked him if he's familiar with a man by the name of Finley Zane Astor Jr.
He looks at you like you're like, seriously? He's like, of course I have. He owns Astor Industries. Like, he owns some of the best real estate here in the city.
Do you know anything about him in connection with supers and super-related conspiracies.
He pauses for a second and goes, "Not specifically, not particularly. Is something going on? Is he related to the latest incidents here in the city?"
I have reason to believe that he may have supers on his payroll, or at least supers that he can contract with to do things like, blow up my house.
That makes sense. I've heard about some individuals who have decided that the best way to handle their newfound power is to make themselves a couple of bucks. Apparently, there's a guy here in New York. It's on the rise. Munin, I think is the name. I don't know. He's
What's
named
his
after
name?
Oh, no.
Munin, some bird.
I
Hmm.
never shared with anybody that information. Oops, a daisy.
Oops. Yeah, he's got some pull. Nobody is really like tracked down who he is, but he's, at least a side player. But that doesn't surprise me. There's especially, we've got the Chinese delegation of the UN practically showed up, with their own leaf superhero team. So I'm not surprised at that at all.
We're going to end up having superhero wars, aren't we?
Well, like I said, that's why the UN wants to step in and try and get things sorted before it gets to that point.
I'm not really optimistic about the UN being helpful. They never really have before. And I will make a big show of being hesitant as before I ask this. Is there any further official or unofficial knowledge about what happened to the International Space Station?
Now, see, I was about to ask you that question because I had a contact approach me while I was in Germany and informed me that I was not asking the right question. The right question was not what now, it's why now and how. And listen, he looks around like he pokes his head over, he looks around back and forth. He actually looks a little bit nervous. And then he looks back at you and looks a little, like, okay, a little calmer. The guy seemed really skittish, and I didn't know what to make of it, but he turned up dead a few days later. So I don't know what's going on.
I'll keep your head down about that, but and I'll look around. Says I can't share any details now, but I don't think it was an accident.
Well, that makes two of us. But yeah, so I just want to say, well, I've got you here. If you're interested, if we do put this team together, and it's something you might want to be involved in, you're on my list if I take the job.
I appreciate that. I will definitely keep it in mind. I'm kind of well, I was kind of tied up with the task force. Now I don't know. I have any idea what's going to happen on that. I think the NYPD is having second thoughts about whether they want to be entangled with us.
Yeah, funny how the task force involved with supers doesn't have any supers on it now. just
I look at him and I tap the side of my nose.
well, keep your ear to the ground. I will say it's not all good news. Not that this was all good news. There's some legislation in Congress that a friend of mine from schools telling me about that they're looking to possibly restrict or militarize. But like I said, it's all up in the air right now.
I'm probably not going to react very well to that if that comes down.
I don't think any of us will, but who knows? If the violence continues to get worse, then normal people are going to feel threatened. So
Mm.
there you go.
All right.
Listen, I've got to go. I've got an appointment. I've got to keep with my agent, and I had to cut this out as personal time for the day. It's just to get away from the PR people. Jesus Christ. Keep your ear to the ground. If you hear anything, let me know. I'll do the same. Professional courtesy.
Definitely.
Wait.
Shake his hand and
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna leave first. Wait 10 minutes. Coffee's on me. And he gets up and he's out. And she comes over. The waitress comes over with a cup of Joe and like a hot coffee pot and puts it down and pours it out and looks at you and goes, who was that guy? He looks familiar. Couldn't place it.
I think he's on one of the soaps.
Must be it. And she wanders off. So,
And after 10 minutes, I will leave.
all right. New and interesting information everywhere.
Roll me a happy die, please. High.
Always feels like somebody.
If it's high, I go straight home. If it's low, I will go by the construction yard.
It is high. You go straight home.
Yeah.
Your love for Hank overcomes your love for other Hank. I mean, Red. I mean, Jonathan.
All right. Does anybody there want to get back to the apartment?
Millhouse is there. I mean, so this takes about 2 hours. How long are Finn and Benny gonna stake out?
Oh, I probably wouldn't be there too long. I would just until he feels comfortable with the surrounding area and everything.
Yeah.
Then I
Okay.
will up and leave to if you're since you're okay, just contact us if you need backup for anything or
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I got it here. Thanks.
Okay,
You're
so
very,
Benny's
very
staying.
helpful.
Finn's leaving. What about the library crew? How
Did
much
we get all the
time?
info we went for, Bo?
Yeah, I believe so. And now I was just going to go back and try to come up with a plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Finn gets there first, and Millhouse is obviously, hello, sir. Excellent. Welcome back. Would you like anything? A tea, a coffee, a soft drink?
I don't like how he said that one.
how late in the day is it?
It is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday.
I'm talking about
Late in
how
the day.
late.
How late? It is probably at this point, about 3:30.
You know what? I'm gonna take some whiskey.
Excellent choice, and he'll
Gin and tonic.
he'll go pour you a whiskey. Yeah. Brad is not far behind, followed quickly by Sage and Al. And their ill-gotten plans. So yeah, about 4:00, everybody but Benny is back there. And Benny's watching. Benny, roll me a perception plus awareness. I believe in you.
I have
I do
those
not
things
believe in him.
of which
I
you
know
speak.
you do. I know you do.
Uh.
Bless you do.
Aha! There's two successes.
2 successes. So you see traffic come and go throughout the course of the time spent there. Nothing really out of the ordinary, except for the number of delivery trucks that are arriving and going.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are a lot of delivery trucks coming and going. A lot.
What sort of trucks are they? Are they marked in a
These are
certain
like
way, or
they're box trucks.
Mhm.
At least one of them is like several. I said one. It's several are dry cleaning trucks. A couple are just completely unmarked, just like white box trucks. There's a U-Haul. Some of them are like office supplies, but like either today is delivery day or this is an unnatural number of box trucks to be coming and going.
Are any of them riding unusually low,
Ooh,
like indicating weight?
ooh. Look at that raw cunning. Roll me perception plus investigation.
That is the thing I may not have.
You do have. Roll me 4 dice.
I do. Look at that.
Yeah.
A success.
Yeah. Yeah, you notice a few that are very, very low to the ground. Something's in there heavy.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Typically the unmarked vehicles. Though there is a excuse me. One dry cleaning delivery truck that seems to be pretty loaded as well.
Mm-hmm. And the trucks go in. Do they come back out?
They do.
Okay.
And to answer your question, before you ask it, they are much higher off the ground, off their shocks than they were going in.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think how stupid Benny's going to be.
Less is hard.
Roll me high or low. I will choose high.
A 2.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just what Benny does is because he as part of memory is part of intelligence, so he doesn't tend to remember details very well. So he has a little spiral notebook that he jots things down on and makes notes of things like that. He'll just continue to do that, and once it gets towards the end of the business day, like maybe a shift change, he will then go back towards get a cab and go back to the home base.
Okay.
Gay Avengers Tower.
For really. A couple hours later, it's about 6 o'clock at night. Benny rolls in to Gay Avengers Tower. Or what have you the rest of you doing in the meantime besides drinking Finley's booze?
I've laid out the plans everywhere so that everybody can see kind of where essentially the holes are, where things are now not really missing, but there's less information about certain floors, about certain areas in the basement. And so I'm trying to pinpoint that to areas of egress and ingress, trying to see how we get in, how we get out, and where we're going.
All right.
And I sent you what I was doing at the moment while he's going over all of this.
You did. You don't find any major takers right now.
Okay. Good to know.
Not enough to make it worth your time and money.
Excellent. So, when do we want to break into the shindig so I can get access to these files?
I figured we'd wait to hear back from Benny and see if he had
Oh,
any
yes.
new information for us.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Benny, get anything useful?
Well, there's a lot of deliveries coming in and out of the place. They're bringing stuff in. Like every few minutes, something comes in, a truck or something, a van. And some of them are carrying some pretty heavy shit. So, yeah, I figured if you want to get into the place, that might be a way to do that. You know, maybe hide somebody in the back of a van, drive in, bada bing, bada boom, whatever.
I could fit in the box.
Benny will eye Sage professionally and say, "Yeah, I think I could make that happen."
I like the tagline of "Eyes her professionally." Yeah.
But
Then you
Would
put a
it-
lot of people in boxes before.
would it be best to send her in all by herself?
Oh no, that's a terrible idea. There's security all over the place.
I'm fragile.
I believe it's pronounced fragile.
Damn it.
It is pronounced frigile.
That's true. It's Italian.
Where are
But
these delivery trucks coming from?
all kind of places. Some of them are dry cleaning places, which made me think about. I don't know if you're aware of it, but I was involved in a thing with a. I mean, I was not involved with a thing at a dry cleaning place a few nights ago. So that's a possibility. But they're all kind of places, you know, FedEx and UPS and unmarked, completely, you know, nothing. So they're coming from all over, but they're bringing shit in, a lot of shit.
I'm gonna look over
What kind of
at
shit?
I'm gonna look over at Finley and kind of reach my hand out and be like, "Have you spoken to your mother?"
Was it
His
this
hand rests
morning
there on the
or
table, trembling.
I think I talked to her this morning just to touch base.
Okay. Make sure she's somewhere safe your father doesn't know about when we do this.
Oh, she is. She's somewhere safe. I've already given her a heads up, and she likes to gallivant across the country many times, so she has plenty of places to stay, and unless he's tracking her to Sage.
I'm on it.
Um,
The woman has suffered enough, okay?
Well, it seems to me,
a real joy to be
I'm just going
married
to toss
to.
this out as an idea. If we can find out where one of these delivery vans is coming from ahead of time, we could intercept it and maybe sneak in the back or something.
You want to follow one of them?
Well,
I
hear
know
me
where you
out.
can get. I know where you can get a van from a dry cleaning place because I've heard about one. But Miss Sage, let me ask you something. I seen this movie one time, some kind of science fiction shit, and they had little like robots that fly around and look at shit like without somebody really being there. Is that something you could maybe do? Make like a little robot that you can see what it sees, but you don't have to be there in person yourself.
Like a drone?
Yeah, draw. That's a good name
Drone.
for it. We can call it that.
I could handle
Or maybe
programming
some that
so.
would go in there and you could listen and you could hear something like that. I hate for you to go in there like yourself. I think bad things could happen to you. I would have to go in there with you to make sure that you were safe. So I think
Look, I
maybe
didn't want
you
to go
could
in
do it
anywhere
without.
alone. Definitely don't want to go in there alone. Not trying to
In terms of
die.
access, Finley has a reason to be in the building if he so chooses. Brad could certainly find his way around.
But since the last conversation with my father, I think he will probably not be too thrilled to see me inside that building, and it probably wouldn't
Yeah,
go well.
You look
but
like
we
a
might
kid
be
that
able to
took
play that to
theater,
our
though.
advantage. Draw him off somewhere.
Or you could just pretend like you were sad you made Daddy mad. You want to get back on his good side. You see, he was right all along. Blech.
Yeah, maybe you go in there and you talk to him and say, hey, maybe I want to work with you. Hey, I'm on your side now. That kind of thing.
That seems
Probably
perfectly
very
reasonable, and I have
dangerous.
no reason to think that he would be suspicious.
Exactly.
Well, couldn't hurt to at least try and see what
No,
might.
it could hurt a lot, but you got to be willing to do that.
Well, I know it probably could hurt a lot. It probably will hurt a lot. We can do that for sure.
What I was suggesting is, what would your father expect you to do? He seems to think that you enjoy the spectacle of yourself, so maybe you could play into that.
Yeah, we're
Make a
spectacles when
scene.
we go in there.
I can fly around his building.
That could
Hmm.
work.
Bring attention to myself and do something with the company's logo on me or something like that.
Ooh.
Hey, that's a good point. If suddenly
New
the press
mascot of
was all
Astor
over the place,
Industries.
like the place surrounded by cameras and shit, he wouldn't like that.
I'll try to remember if I have like a company like work T-shirt or something like that, or maybe something from the the last company softball.
That's what she was
uniform.
going to say. Softball shirts. Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, I could try that out. But we'll have to do that at the same time that we're wanting to do all this. Make it most effective.
The one downside of that is that if we do both of these at the same time, like make you a spectacle and possibly, steal information, he would certainly know you were involved. I assume he would make that assumption already, but making it public might be different.
I feel like either way, he's gonna think I'm involved. Especially, I did blow off one of the people he sent. I shot his foot off.
Yeah, it was real intense there, bud.
I don't know what came over me.
Rage, unbridled rage.
Rage,
Rage,
fucking
fucking rage.
It's fantastic.
But yeah, it's I don't know what I would. I think either way, he's gonna know that I'm involved, and if something was to happen, especially at his office, I'm probably gonna be on the short list of suspects. Wouldn't you agree, Detective?
Yeah, that's a good point. What if you confronted him while wearing a wire? And we could listen in and maybe stage a rescue if you needed it.
But doesn't he have one of those people that saw Sage, and maybe they have somebody that can control electronics as well?
I think I was the only one that felt that. Because that was
Okay.
Hollow that we saw. And it was when I was doing the hacking that I felt the strain.
But yeah, like I would probably if they could do that, maybe they could also do something to the wire that I'm wearing to mess it up.
Even if it wasn't analog, like just a regular tape recorder and not something that's radio transmitter. I'm looking at Sage when I ask that.
I mean, theoretically, Like I go through computer systems, so it would depend. I've never met anyone who could do what I could do, so it could have a million variances on what quite if they're messing with electrical systems or if it's the straight computerization of it. I mean, it's better than nothing. I mean, we could be nearby, and then as soon as it cuts out, we just jump in. I doubt he's gonna, he seems one of those patriarchal kind of guys who cares about his heir and whatnot.
I think he cares more about his public image.
Well, we could always threaten to release the videos I have, if anything happens. Always like a good bit of blackmail.
He does love his public image and loves to be seen among the masses. And
I say let's go for it.
So many.
What exactly are we
choices.
going for? We have several ideas on the table.
I think we do what Benny suggested, and everyone else kind of, we follow the truck that's leaving, find out what warehouse or wherever else it might be going to, and then we ride, try to steal the truck from there, get Sage and potentially Benny inside, and then I go confront my father at the same time, maybe.
Dear old.
Okay.
I wonder if you going and confronting your father alone. Might I join you?
Sure.
Yeah, you can steal whatever electrical powers you'll come across, and that should save you that.
That's a good point. And I can be the one to drive the U-Haul, not U-Haul, shit, the delivery truck. Because apparently I'm pretty good at charming people, so maybe I can talk our way past the guard.
Yes, I wonder if we even need to steal a truck per se. I mean, do I know that Brad was talking to the fireman earlier?
Did Brad tell anybody?
Brad, have you expressed that to anyone?
I don't know if I have or not, because I would probably have mentioned it that I've got a contact, and who did not actually give me any useful information other than be careful because the feds may be coming after us.
Well, if I didn't know anything about the fireman in particular, I wouldn't make the suggestion I was about to make. So never mind. Bye.
You said the feds are coming after us, like us specifically, or just
As a class of beings, there's talk of some federal legislation on the topic of us of supers.
Fuck all that.
Yeah, exactly. Also, the UN is getting involved, which is crazy because the UN never does shit.
Sometimes the UN does things.
That's a good point. Stick. Does anyone know whether powers are evenly distributed around the world, or if they tend to be centered in New York because of the space station crashed here?
No one has that particular data. That is a excellent question, and no one really knows. So,
Because if it is, because this was an issue in the Supers game I ran many years ago. If superpowers are actually evenly distributed instead of everyone living in New York for some reason, then Nigeria suddenly becomes one of the most powerful nations on Earth.
yep. Yeah. No one has done a adequate enough census to be able to draw that conclusion. That is my answer.
No one that we know of, because there's someone who at least has good enough intelligence to get video off of the ISS before it goes down.
Yes, no one you know of.
I bet they have more information.
They might.
So our plan is to me, and Sage and Benny will commandeer a delivery truck, while Finley and Al will directly confront the elder Finley and try not to die.
I think this is a fantastic.
I certainly can't
Fantastic.
imagine any way things would go wrong.
Not at all. Not at all.
You
right.
you want to do this when we got everybody here, or you want to go with what we got?
Well, I mean, we need to do some reconnaissance first. I'd like to track one of these vans to, or actually, if the vans are all going to different places, we might want to split up and track several of them back to their point of origin.
You know what might be a safe bet is that I would bet that by the end of this, somebody's going to need an ambulance. I suggest we all carry EMT outfits and just let Bruce drive us out.
Ooh. Like
Yeah, might be good to keep Hank in reserve for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
An interesting
Hank can drive us out.
strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Mm.
Yeah,
All right.
out of character. Do we in fact want to do this tonight, or is it going to be?
Oh, we're not going to do it tonight. We're not going to do it tonight. We're about to call it. This is a good place to call it with all the chicanery that you were discussing and plotting.
In that
We have plotted.
case, Benny says, "All right, so we got a plan. We're going to do this. It's going to be great." He claps his hands together.
Everybody loses their hearing.
Oh, it's much worse.
Al
than
is
that.
bleeding from the ears.
Oh
Weeping.
God. Oh God. All right. Roll it. Oh Jesus. How much breaking
Wait,
stuff do you have in your apartment? Oh, I'm gonna have to go look this up.
Are you
Somebody
actually-
spent some XP, I guess.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, it's an aspiration.
All right, roll your mega strength.
Hold for the willpower. Oh, it's a beat. Yeah, it's a beat.
It's a beat.
It is just your.
It's gonna be like 18 dice, isn't it?
No, it's
Oh,
just
no,
it's
no,
just
it's not.
his mega strength.
Oh,
It's
just
not
his mega
all
strength.
of her strength.
Just.
If I can spell again properly.
However,
Yeah,
you do
nothing.
get 2 successes because you have
Two
mega
automatic
strength.
successes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, everybody within 20
Meters.
meters takes 2 levels of bruising damage or bashing damage,
Damn it.
unless you can soak it.
I don't have any soak. I'm weak.
You have some so.
Finley,
My
can you
bashing-
soak
Do
it?
Yeah, I soak it.
Yeah, I soak it.
What's the soak? How do
It's
you
at the
count
top
that?
of the second page if you filled it in.
Yeah, I don't have that filled in.
Okay. You have 3 soak, I think. I'm not
Oh.
sure.
But did he shatter every piece of glass in the apartment?
Oh yeah! Every piece of glass in the apartment just comes apart. Like the whiskey bottles, like shatter. Like the glasses shatter.
Where's
Just
Millhouse and all this?
everything just comes apart.
Not the whiskey. No.
There's this huge thunderclap, and everyone is there stunned. And about 2 seconds later, Millhouse like peeks in and opens the door and goes, "Oh my son, more work."
Oh
Next
shit, was that me? Oh, I'm so what happened? I'm so sorry. Oh look, I'll get you a new TV. I know a truck that carries TVs. I'll get you one.
Millhouse
And
looks
the
at you and
blues-
goes, bull china shop."
Yeah, I'll get you some bull china too. I can get that shit. I get anything you need. I'm very sorry about that. I didn't know that would happen.
Bless.
It just goes off sometimes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the bane of my existence and my
Make it
true arch enemy.
Your true arch enemy is a what is his actual job title? Like just professional DMer or
Ruiner of good things. He knows what he did. He and I have had this discussion. He knows what he did.
you and him have had this discussion one on one.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Our attorneys have exchanged letters.
Shit.
It's funny because I can't decide if you're joking or not.
Exactly. In that case, I'm doing my job well. Fantastic.